with the bots pressing Gallivare with the Jet Brigade and putting the DSS in jeopardy, our new major order is going to take a total of 44 hours at the moment, folks. And with that in mind, I thought it'd be a good idea to put out there what my favourite top 4 primary weapons against bots are. This is a matter of preference, and as we're going to be playing a lot of bots, I thought people might find it helpful. So if you've got any other thoughts based on what I've said, please do keep it constructive and sound off in the comments below. But let's get straight into things, folks. My first pick here against bots will probably come as no surprise. The plasma shotgun is absolutely cracked against bots for one reason and one reason only. The stun lock ability, for want of a better phrase, is absolutely insane. You can make bots fall around the place like they've had 10 pints, absolutely no problems at all. When you get used to the lobbing / arcing nature of the projectiles, it cannot be understated just how effective this is to totally stun lock large groups of Devastators and Striders. It takes around 4 to 5 shots to kill a Devastator and around 1 or 2 to kill a Strider, depending on where you hit them, and Berserkers go down in about 3 to 4, and a bot, of course, goes down in 1. This is with the caveat, or rather a positive, I guess, that it staggers everything. Striders wobble around, Devastators stagger around, Berserkers do the same. You can lock down a big group and leave that open for your mates to go and kill them, or for you to get a stratagem in or whatever. It's absolutely amazing because it effectively just bullies everything around the battlefield. And when you're dealing with those scary masses of Devastators that are pointing their beady red, oil-swilling eyes and rockets at you, you can rest assured that if you start landing your shots with this weapon, they will be falling around the place like they've just downed 10 pints, and it effectively neutralizes them and stops them in their tracks. In fact, the more I think about it, Escalation of Freedom is essentially the Escalation of Crowd Control patch. We seem to be being pushed towards the idea of dealing with chaff in abundance via this method. Next up is the Plas 101 Purifier, and since this thing's had a buff, folks, I cannot get enough of it. The charge up is devastating. 2 Devastators, no pun intended. Its rate of fire is an absolute joy. It obliterates the automaton arsenal. It feels like a real crutch now, which is really saying something considering what state it was in before the recent buff to the weapon, and I can't get enough of using it. It's just really, really fun to use, and the ammo economy, the way it handles, it all just feels really crisp and punchy, and it pairs superbly with things like the recoilless, with things like the railgun. You cannot go wrong with this thing at the moment, and I would fully recommend getting it into your arsenal while we deal with the Jet Brigade, folks. Both the rapid fire and the charge shot of this weapon against bots is utterly busted now and can cause sheer devastation to our oil-swilling adversaries. This weapon is so effective at locking down large groups of Devastators and Striders, and it brings them down so quickly. It can burst a group of Berserkers down as well, and it can even deal with gunships, which is an absolute joy to behold. The key here is that the Purifier can stagger everything whilst giving high burst DPS potential. Striders will wobble, Devastators will stagger, and Berserkers will just fold. You can lock down a large group, leaving them vulnerable for your team to mop up, or you can swoop him with a stratagem. It's truly amazing. This pairs perfectly with the recoilless rifle, but because you can control long-range engagements, deciding whether to outright destroy enemies or stun lock them and chip away at their health. Combined with the rifle's ability to drop hulks, the Purifier excels at keeping the pressure on surrounding threats, making it a highly effective and viable choice. If you're looking to acquire Space Marine 2, our channel sponsor, Instant Gaming, can offer you this and other exciting titles such as Black Myth Wukong at insanely discounted prices. Instant Gaming is 100% legit because they acquire all their keys directly from the source, providing you authenticity without compromise, and this is reflected in their 4.7 Trustpilot score from over 720,000 reviews. Instant Gaming is not just another key marketplace, folks. Everything comes from authorized sellers. In terms of Space Marine 2, if you're looking to pick up the standard edition of the game, you can grab this for a reduced cost of $52, which is down from $67. So, if you want to save some money on video games and support me and the Phase Shift community as we take on the Tyrannid scum, click on the link in the description or the pinned comment below and enjoy those juicy Instant Gaming discounts. Now, back to the video. Now, next up, I was going to just focus primarily on my favorite energy weapon, which is the SIckle, but then I was reflecting and I thought, you know what? Why not just make this a bit of a cheat slot? I'm going to say any energy weapon, whether it be the Sickle, the Scythe, all those kinds of things, I think are an absolutely awesome choice against automatons at the moment. I've always had a soft spot for the Sickle. If you've watched the channel since the beginning, you'll know that one of the first things I was a massive advocate of was playing the AMR and the Sickle due to the way you can just switch between them. And I will be following this video up with a top 5 support weapon choices as well. So please do make sure to sub to the channel and like the video. It really helps me out. I just want to highlight how utterly insane any form of laser maxing is now after the recent update. Any combination of the Scythe, Sickle, laser cannon, quasar, and the thermite grenade is an absolute joy to play, and I actually think that this is probably my favourite go-to arrangement of weapons when I'm facing our oil-swilling adversaries. The increase to damage to the Scythe makes this an incredibly viable choice, dealing with berserkers and devastators brilliantly, setting them on fire. It's absolutely awesome. The same goes for the Sickle. This thing's always been super punchy to use in my opinion, and I think that the updated sound effect is a great touch there from Arrowhead. Now, I know I said this was a primary weapons video, but the last one, I just can't resist to offer you a combo to use, folks. The Scorcher and the 206 are unbelievable when dealing with the oil-swilling scum. It takes no introduction. We now have a Scorcher that has adjustable fire rates, and with the recent buffs, which were absolutely needed for the MG206, you can bully any compilation of enemies from the automaton arsenal, and I think with the Jet Brigade landing with us, this is a really good choice. The Scorcher and the HMG 206 with a supply pack is a surefire way to earn serious credit from your teammates. The 206 can take down the automaton armored threats with ease, requiring very little concern for pinpoint accuracy if you want to play it that way, or you can play a more precise burst fire style of play if you want to really make every bullet count. But most importantly, this can deal with everything, and since they've changed the stagger effect and the fact that it can damage armored targets again, this is a very, very nice choice indeed. We can also eliminate hulks with well-placed eye shots, and using this weapon against bots rewards a really aggressive style of play. It's seriously enjoyable if you just like to get into the mix and fire rapidly at everything. And the Scorcher, which is now an excellent pairing, even more so with the 206 than it already was, effectively bullies things across the battlefield. When you see those terrifying masses of devastators staring at you with those beady red eyes and launching rockets, rest assured you can just switch your Scorcher to rapid fire mode and they will be stumbling and dropping like they've had too many pints. This is further compounded by how effective it is against berserkers, and you will have an absolute blast playing bots if you use this combo. Check out this next video, it's got you covered. Take care of yourselves, keep having fun, come check out our stream on YouTube or Twitch, and I'll see you in the next one.